Welcome into NFL Daily. We're about to break down some draft trade ideas from NFL.com because if you love the NFL and you love the NFL draft, this is the channel for you. Hit that sub button right now. We have 5 different NFL draft trade ideas from NFL.com. I wanted to break them down. I thought they were pretty interesting, and people love trades and love the draft. Who doesn't? So the first trade idea is the Colts trade up to number 3 overall in a very expensive deal. A 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a future first. Now, I like to use the updated NFL trade value chart. This is pretty steep. It does, I would assume, not benefit, which depending on which side of the trade you're on, of the quarterback tax. You're moving up for a QB, it's going to cost you more because, in theory, other teams are desperately trying to move up as well. The Cardinals, I will say, would love to do this. They would love to move down one spot, still get their guy, and acquire almost 3 top 100 picks. The 4th is 106th. Close enough there. That's a pretty big haul for Arizona to still get their guy at number 4 overall. Could be the case in the event of Houston maybe doesn't go quarterback at number 2, which I still doubt. But if they don't go QB at 2, then it's like Indy, the Raiders, like we can go get our guy. Maybe it's Bryce Young or Stroud is there. Levis, Richardson would also be there, or at least I think Levis or Richardson would be there at number 3 overall. It's an aggressive move to go up and acquire that type of player, to acquire the quarterback. It's committing yourself to it, but it's a decent class to do so. And remember, next year's class isn't always better. Plus, who knows where you will be drafting. Now, I think Arizona would love to move down. They want assets. They want picks. They want to set themselves up for a bit of a rebuild here, at least a reset. Will they trade that pick? Y for yes, N for no. Go ahead and predict for me in the comments section right now. Trade idea number 2. Minnesota comes flying up the board for 2 firsts and a 3rd in exchange with Philadelphia, who loves future first-round picks. This is a steep cost once again to move up. This is expensive for Minnesota to jump up. They have no second-round pick. So it is their draft class this year, basically, and their premium pick next year to go get, as NFL.com laid out, either Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. Levis, I would hate giving up 2 first-round picks for. Too many Wentzian moments of there's the back-breaking turnover. I can justify it more for Anthony Richardson, who scares me because 54% is not good. We can claim he's more advanced than what was maybe given credit for initially. Sure, I get that. He does some more of the real quarterbacking stuff, but he still needs a lot of work. He is still rough from that standpoint. So what would you rather do? Type U for trade up. This is just in general NFL draft stuff. I think most of you are going to vote. Which would you rather do? U for trade up or D for trade down? Sound off for me in the comment section at the pinned comments of today's video. Trade idea number 3. The Bills move up to number 20. The Seahawks get a 1st, a 3rd, and a 5th. Now, in terms of the trade value chart, this is very in line with what you would expect from this late 1st to mid-1st move by Buffalo. Now, a lot of different routes you can go. NFL.com mentioned 9 players. I threw in one more since he's so popularly linked to the Bills, is Bijan Robinson, although, again, giving up 3 assets for a running back would scare people. They mentioned Trenton Simpson, Kalijah Kancey, at a time of at a Barre, 3 front 7 players. I would be of the mindset at least one of those guys will be there for you at number 27, if not multiple. So I actually don't love moving up for that. The whole point is you got to get better on the defensive line. So you're taking another Ed Oliver type player, which has not developed so far yet for Buffalo. They mentioned some receivers. That one does make some sense to me. JSN, if he slides, I don't think he'll get to 20. Zay Flowers, it's early for me on Jalen Hyatt, but he brings speed there. Jordan Addison at a USC. Dalton Kincaid, Michael Mayer, but you have Dawson Knox. I don't love moving up for a number 2 tight end. You just paid one. That's kind of weird to me. So I didn't love the some of the names on there, but the think of it this way for just general draft stuff. You want to get from late first to mid first, a third-round pick is about what it would end up costing you in general. Different question now, one we haven't asked too much of late, but it's always fun to see the answers here. Who's your favorite NFL team? Just shout them out in the comment section. Feel free to start a war in the comment section if you so choose. The next trade idea, it's the Chiefs-Giants. No Kadarius Toney this time, although the pitch is the Chiefs go get a wide receiver, by the way. It's late first to mid first, third-round pick. If you're using the updated trade value chart, it's actually exact. It is a 1-to-1 match there, so no haggling over, well, can we get a 7th? Can you give us a 7th? It's just like, boom, there you go, done like that. So proper trade value. I appreciate NFL.com doing that because sometimes you see trades, even on the draft sims, that just don't make sense. That's not how NFL teams do business. This one is. The pitch for the Chiefs was, let's go get a wide receiver. Now, you might be able to say the Giants are also in the mix for a wide receiver, but they want to move down, add some more assets, maybe go corner. That could still make some sense. And I do think KC should get another receiver. Right now, it's Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Sky Moore, plus some various backups, both Justin Ross and John Ross, 2 J. Rosses. Neither of them are actually that good, so it's a red flag for me. But if there's a receiver the Chiefs like that's sliding, whether it's Quentin Johnston, or the guys on that list from the Bills, right? Zay Flowers, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison, whatever. Going and getting one of those guys, I don't mind that for KC, especially if there's a bit of a run maybe in that 20s range with the Chargers and the Ravens, etc. Doing up to get one does make some sense for KC. This video originally aired on our NFL Draft YouTube channel, so if you're already watching here, congrats, you got to see it first. If you're watching on our main channel, just Chat Sports, we post some draft videos there early, plus a ton of NFL draft coverage. If you are like me, if you have no life and you just love the NFL draft, go subscribe, youtube.com/chatnfl. I'll make sure that sublinks in the comments and the description of today's video. One more trade. Oh, look, it's Philly again. Doesn't that make sense there? The Raiders jump up into the first round at number 30 overall. Eagles get a 2nd, a 4th this year, and a future 3rd. Now, that future 3rd-round pick is a pretty big bonus on top of what the rough value is there. The Eagles do love getting picks. And what's being taxed here, why it's more expensive, is the quarterback tax for the Raiders and the 5th-year option tax, meaning you get that extra year of team control, which of all the positions might make the most sense at quarterback. The pitch here was the Raiders trade up and get that 5th-year option on Hendon Hooker, which it would be probably a redshirt year for Hooker. I'll bury it at the back end of today's video. My hot take, Hendon Hooker will have a tougher adjustment to the NFL than Anthony Richardson will. That's my hot take. Because the Richardson offense, he shows flashes of, not consistently, but he does do some of the real quarterbacking, getting the offensive line protection set up, doing full field reads. Hendon Hooker did not. It's a Mickey Mouse offense, which worked wonders at Tennessee. I'm not trying to be anti-Tennessee here. That was an awesome college offense, but you just got to do a lot more challenging things. It's not just half-field reads, go bombs. It's okay. You got to throw the backside dig. He didn't do that very much. So all of those things, I think, will make a tougher adjustment for Hooker. That's why I have a 3rd-round grade on him. But if you think you can be your franchise guy, getting the 5th-year option in round 1 does make some sense. I am still unconvinced if that actually ends up happening in the draft, but the Eagles are a prime trade-down candidate overall. So I think that was a good explanation layout there from NFL.com.